Okay, somewhere during the time that you're doing single T, I like to do what I consider extremely important thing, which is the Powercast. And the Powercast is heel, sit. It's sort of a forced over. So the way you start it, and I'll elaborate on why to do it, but you do a Powercast, which is a cast heel with reinforcement, sit. And it's crucial for swim by, and it's very important for when you're getting on and off points. It's my favorite trick. So you start by putting a pile out on each side. You can start with just one pile on one side to begin with, but I have both my piles out right now. So you start with a verbal over, okay? You do that on both sides until sit. It's perfected, and it'll be perfected quickly because you're already involved in single T. Although you could do this before single T if you felt like it, and you can just do it some other time of the day. You don't have to do it during the time you're doing your single T. Over. So you start with a verbal over, sit, 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 sit. You start with a verbal over, then you go a verbal over with a nick. And the nick comes as your hand goes out, nick. Watch me. But you're going to start with a verbal over with the nick. Over. So you start with a verbal over, then you go to a verbal over with a nick, and you do that heel, sit. You do that with for a number of days until you're really solid on it. I've already done it with this dog, so it's real easy, but so then you go over with the nick. When that's done, sit. Then you do the important part, which is a silent over with a nick. Like that. Just as you're sit. As your hand comes out to signal, you do the nick. Heel. Sit. Good. Okay, good girl. Heel. Heel. Now, this is very important to practice this a lot. It seems so simple, but in the end, it's going to be your favorite thing, is what it's going to be, because it's got the power. Heel, sit, sit. It's very important to understand this for swim by. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Sit. Make sure you have full attention. Good. Okay. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Very good. Sit. 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 I like to play catch with dogs because it gets them real excited and they don't have to run much. They don't get hot. Sit. And most dogs can learn this. Make sure your bumper's soft so you're not knocking their teeth out. So